Hey there guys, TK here. Um, just like to apologise for part 1 of the video. I know my mouse pointer wasn't there, which was a bit of a shame, but I'm not going to do the recording again because I've already done the work. But at least you can see the mouse pointer in this one. Also, the audio in the last one was very quiet. I tried to fix that. I'm hoping that this audio will be a lot better, but I can't guarantee anything. But today's session is how I make my Google Chrome themes, which was part 2 of the videos I was making. So first of all, this is called Theme Beta, where you make where I make my themes. There used to be an old version of it, which was much better. This new version came out a few months ago, and I'm not liking it, to be honest with you. It's iffy. And you can't go back to one of the one of the older versions. They used to have old version, but that you could like skip back to. Anyhow, we are going to crack on with number 12. I was going to do 11 and 12, but I got through 11 and realised I was supposed to be doing this. A little bit too far ahead. Alright, so number 12, we are going to make the biggest theme first, which is the 1080p, let's just say 1080p. The 1080p theme. I did change the name, yes I did, I'm just making sure, because, you know, as you can tell, some of the hair doesn't quite match up. That's just the preview box, it never aligns itself properly. I think the colours are alright for this theme. They don't seem to be unreadable, except for that one, which works as an orange. I don't see any other problems with it. Perhaps that needs to be a little darker. That should maybe there we go, that'll do. That's pretty much everything you do. Usually when you're starting out, you've got to add this little thing down here that goes red, which I've made actually a lot smaller than the recommended size because, you know, I want you to see the theme, not my logo. The idea of creating these themes is so you can see the theme. I'm also going to be testing the themes in this video so you can see just exactly what I do. So I'm going to download one of each copy, and this is going to be 1020. Wait for this theme to download, which is 10.1 megabytes. Then what we do is we come here, we remove the images, we just upload it, select the next size down, make sure they're all in. Now we can't change any colours because that will mean I have to go back to the first image and rechange them all again. And we don't want to do that anyway. The idea is it's the same theme but in 3 different sizes. Now we just got to wait for this green bar to finish loading and uploading right to the end here. Then we can download, because if you try and download it, it just says, still uploading, please wait. So, you know, we have to wait. Never seen that image before. Oh, and it changes. The images in my background are from the folder I created, which I've forgotten the name of, which doesn't really help me. Basically, it's a folder that contains images that I'm going to be using to make my next themes, or that are going to be added to themes. This theme is one of the Miku themes that hasn't been made, but is in the waiting box, basically, to be added to the current themes. There's a fair few. That one you saw in my previous video as well, that other Miku, that's also in there. Yesterday my image obviously stopped rotating because it was the same all the way throughout, which was fine with me, but today, when I logged on, it just straight through. Sorry, just having a look at my playlist. Seeing what I was on. Right, now that's downloaded. Let's download these two. And label them correctly. And we've changed theme again. Did I actually change it? Yes, I did. Whew. Getting where I don't change the name then. I tend to do that a lot. Download an entire 3 themes and realize they're all labeled the exact same thing. Which you really don't want because, yeah. These are the names you're going to see in the store. So I obviously want the size names to change. So you know what size to download. Unless you're downloading from a site, in which case it'll just link you straight to the right size anyhow, but, you know. As you can tell, as you go smaller, the preview box just gets weirder. It doesn't look like this in a smaller theme. Although, I don't have a smaller screen to test it on, unfortunately, so... I'm afraid we're stuck with only being able to do the 1080p. What's that one? Ah, one of my favourite animes. Kentai Collection. And that one's done, so we'll download that one. And I just clicked on that by accident. Now, I'm going to upload them to the theme store, but I'm going to do that in the next video. I'm also going to make a part 0, because I forgot to add some stuff in about getting the images and resizing them all and actually creating everything needed, so I'm going to do that as well. But I'm going to do part 3 and then go straight to part 0, because then I'll be moving on to some new themes, so I'm not going to redo the old themes again. Right, we now have 12 themes. All these 12 themes are ready to be uploaded, basically. Almost. Oh. We don't need our download box anymore. What we do need is these other images filling in, because these images, basically all these up until here, I needed just to upload it to the Chrome store. Without all these images, I can't upload it to the Chrome store. So you gotta do a lot of editing. Let's open Photoshop, which should take less than a few seconds, because I've already had it open. And we are going to, I think, shrink you a little bit. Move you up there. And we're also going to need Chrome, but we're going to need a new Chrome, because I'm not closing this Chrome. So just open a new Chrome. We need this to be full size, because you'll see why. We are going to upload the test file for number... Was this number 12 or number 1? Oh, number 1, that's good. I just saw number 2 and thought, oh gosh, no, number 1. What we're going to do now is add the theme. And we're going to remove that. And right now, we can see all these navigation panels. We can read that. They're both white, which I didn't know. I thought I'd change that. Oh well. They're both readable, at least. These panels are readable. Well, not quite there. But when you hover over it, it's readable. So, these are readable to me, anyway. Go to the apps. The apps are readable. Go to a blank page, and we need to drag you down there. And you'll see why I've just done that blank page in the middle in a minute. Right, so what we're going to do now is create our themes, or our image. I'm just going to fire these away to some random sites. And we'll start with the theme with everything on it. So I'm going to take a print screen. Minimize this. Remember which one is supposed to be the print screen, and it's that one with apps on. Control V. Then because we haven't yet transformed the scale or anything with this, we have to do it this way. So zoom out, make sure it fits perfectly, no gaps, no nothing, and hit the tick, zoom in. It fits perfectly, which is good. Then we're going to delete this bottom one because we want to be able to save it without having to file, save as, find the file, and go through all the malarkey of doing that, which takes forever. Well, it does for me. Now we're going to do theme2, which is our two no apps, because, you know, I was in a creative mood and decided to draw these. Which is the blank document, or the blank page. And I didn't want to open that. I wanted to Control V, then Control Shift T to transform it, making my life a little bit easier. Wait for it to save and close. Then we need to find the themes. We need to make you. We need to grab number 2 and drag you. It does de-shape it, but this is nothing you're actually going to see on Chrome. These are promotional things, they call them, which doesn't, I've never seen one, to be honest with you, anywhere on Chrome, so whether or not they actually get used or not, I don't know. You still have to upload the promotionals, but I think they're designed for apps, to be honest with you. Right, we've now filled out all the images we need for theme 1. We just have to do this repeatedly for all other themes. So we need to find this, open you, get the extremely large my size theme. As you can see, when you're downloading, the theme gets knocked out, unfortunately. And then it goes back in, see everything lines up nicely. This is how it's supposed to be. A lot of people on this matter keep saying, I have my theme, but look, it's not in line. Why is it not in line? I think I've already answered this before, but you just need to auto-hide your taskbar. If you don't want to auto-hide your taskbar, well, there's not much I can do for you otherwise then, other than creating the themes a little bit differently, but there's no difference to having it auto-hide or not auto-hide, to be honest with you. In my opinion, it makes it so you get more of the screen. Anyhow, print screen, because from what I can tell, I didn't actually check that, did I? Yeah, you can read everything on here, nothing's unreadable. I'm not doing the best check I usually do because I'm trying to get this all done. Because I have things I need to do today, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'd spend as much time on this as I possibly could. But I'm not at work on Monday because it's a bank holiday Monday, so I have all tomorrow, which I'll be making part 0, or maybe part 3. But today I've got to go and help my grandma with moving and so on. Well, she's not moving house, but she's getting some new furniture, and the people who are delivering the furniture are not actually going to put the furniture in a house for her, so me and my uncle are going to bloody do that for her. Because the damn companies are stupid. You'd think if you buy a sofa off someone, they'd be blooming willing to do it themselves as part of the pay cost. We're going to minimize that, we're going to drag you, we're going to drag number 2. I'm not sure how this recording is for you guys, but on my screen it's a little bit laggy. It doesn't quite keep up. I'll move the mouse and it just goes, what? Slight delay, basically. Feels like I'm playing a game on a really bad internet connection. Something I usually do. Right, that's number 2 done. If you want, you can just skip the video all the way to number 12, which probably a good idea considering you know what's going to happen throughout all these. I'm just going to be testing them. Or you can stay and watch and see what all the themes are. Both work. We're going to add that. I'm going to choke. Sorry about that, I drank my drink and went down the wrong hole. Now, there is themes like this where you have a problem. As I said in yesterday's video, there are just too many colours in this theme for any one colour to stand out more than the other. So, I can see that fine for me, but some people will have trouble seeing orange on yellow. Some of the app has gone missing in the white area. We go in here, I actually can't read that very well. But when it's a light colour to a very dark colour, it's hard to get a balance between them, especially when the dark colour is a mixture of dark colours. I suppose red could have worked. I can always go back and update these as version 2 if people really are finding it hard to see what's going on or where things are. But for the time being, that will work. There's nothing wrong with it right now. That was without, wasn't it? That's where it was. My throat's gotten a little better, but it's still scratchy. If any of you are wondering, which you're probably not, but you know. Print screen, although preferably was not that highlighted. And I did not want to do that. I want to drag that one. So I really can't see my keyboard with this mic in front of me. It's a studio recording mic, which I thought looked absolutely retro. I ran out of things to say if any of you are wondering why I've gone quiet. There isn't really much to do today. Oh, I know what I'll also do. I'll upload these images to GCat, my anime site, whatever you want to call it. I call it GCat. But Google Chrome, sorry. That is readable. There is a problem with a bit of the pink there, but there's a problem with the yellow as well. How about the apps? The apps are fine. The bottom bar's fine, the navigation bar's fine, it's just the names of the tabs that are a little hard to see. I will go through this again and try and come up with some good colours, but for now, I couldn't find any colours that worked. So for now, it'll do. So print screen, I want to get through this today, preferably. That was without apps, wasn't it? Control V, Shift. Beforehand, when I was first making these themes, I had no idea you could do all this Control Shift and all that crap. I was pretty new to Photoshop, so I didn't know all these shortcuts, and it took me forever to do things because I had to go in all the menus and so on. But if you use it enough, you learn how to use it. In the description of this video on YouTube, if I remember, this is kind of a reminder to me as well because I'll be watching this video, I'm going to put a link to this site. If not, you can just copy the URL as it is there. But there will be a link to this page in the video, so there's no need to worry about not being able to find it, because I will link it. If I don't, then comment in the video underneath and tell me off, because, you know. Oh, I just realized I was doing something wrong. Then I should probably oh no, did I actually do it wrong or did I not do it at all? That's a good question. I need to look at that. Sorry, you guys have no idea what I'm on about now, do you? I was referring to image 01. The image that hasn't yet been done, which is this one here. This image is basically the original image, but we don't have the original because I've moved that into a different file. I just need to check whether or not okay, so I did do that before. I did it before, and I did do it before. Have I done it after? I have done it after. Okay, so I just got the one theme messed up, whatever. And we're on to theme 5, I do believe. The theme I thought was kind of funny. Let's see, add. And wow, that is bright. That is a lot brighter than I thought it would be. Jeez, wow. Everything is readable. The pink on the pink is readable. That is readable to me, but pink on brown might not work for some of you, obviously. The white kind of fades a little bit, but the white's the white really, isn't it? The apps are readable. All in all, everything is actually readable. I sounded surprised then, didn't I? Everything is actually readable. And I did it on the wrong one. Control V, Shift, delete you, save. Get rid of you, drag you, go to you, move to you, print screen you, minimize you, clicking you, Control V you, Control Shift you, delete you, and Control Save you. Sorry, that was just my mind going a little bit crazy, because I do this way too much. You may think I don't actually do that many themes, but I've done a lot of reversions of themes, mainly around Data Live, because Data Live was the first theme I ever created. And I created a lot of them, but they were really, really old and outdated. They didn't have this colourful... This bar at the top was all one solid colour. I don't know if I have any images of the solid colour bar, but it was never transparent or anything. No picture went across it. It does now, because I've updated them all. But when you look at the themes, you'll see, if you pay attention to them, that it'll say this is theme version so-and-so, or version 1. On Data Live, I think I've done 7 or 8 versions for each and every theme. That's 7 and... well, that's... how do I put it? 8 times I've made the same theme and made a change to it, basically. And we're going to number 6, okay. I didn't realize I'd opened number 6 already. Oh, I didn't realize that this colour down here is a little bit hard to see, but I always forget to check that navigational bar. It's been fine when I've looked at it so far, but now the green on here is not easy to see, so I need to change that. But in the sake of time, I'm just going to go through it. I'll probably change it at the end of the video or after I've uploaded it, just so it's out there and people can use it, even though it's not exactly usable like that. Actually, I think I'll just change it because that isn't really usable. What are the themes like? Okay, so they're fine. It's just the navigational bar that needs a little bit of a boost. Why did I even pick that colour? I'm not sure on that one. I'm going to create the image... oh, I need to take a print screen. I did a print screens anyway because that doesn't really matter very much. That was without the apps. What do we have for our background? Oh, okay. I don't know what anime this is from. This is one of those images that have randomly been sent to me. And I have no idea where it's from, and the person who sent me has no idea where it's from, which makes making it into a theme pretty much not really happening. If you make a theme request, you need to know the anime it's from, at least. That helps me quite a bit, because I haven't been able to find where that's from, and, you know. Oh, no, I missed this theme, so... I didn't quite do everything right. Obviously this image is stretched, and when you look at it in the market you'll think it's a little bit stretched, but the theme isn't actually stretched, it's just the way it looks. And we're back to that lovely Kentai image again. It is on random rotation, so... Wait, every time I click, does it? It does. Every time I click, it makes a circle. It makes a circle when I stop moving my mouse, but every time I click, it does a weird thing. I only just noticed that. And we're moving on to number 7, which I do like this theme a lot, actually. I think I might set this as my theme for a while because it's just brilliant. I love it. Okay, so we can see down here pretty fine. That works fine for text. Oh, bottom bit doesn't. But that works fine. And we're going to add that. I'm going to take a sip of my drink. Technically speaking, I only would have had 10 themes, but somebody sent me 2 images asking for this theme. And because I was already making it, I thought, well, why not? Just realised that bar's the same, so I hadn't changed that bar colour. But that bar colour's fine for this theme. The names are fine, the colour's fine. There might be people who can't see some colours, but you know, this is a rather bright and colourful anime, so just keep that in mind. And I've done it again. Not paying attention to what I'd just taken a print screen of. Now we do the one without the Majaki in it. Majaki? What the hell's Majaki? I've never even heard of the word Majaki before, I just made that up. Which, you know. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys have got bored of just watching this over and over and over again. So at the end of this, I think I might pause it and just skip to the last themes, that way you're not having to listen to me rumble on pointlessly for the next 5 or 6 themes. And I'll unpause the video when I get there. Oh. Can never tell if it's recording or not, but just unpaused it for... What's this? Theme 8. Just so you can see what Theme 8 looks like. I'm now going to do all the all the internal content, so I'm just going to pause it here. Hey there guys, this is theme number 9. And I'm going to pause it again. Hey there guys, this is theme number 11, so you know. Sorry if going too quick, you can just pause the video or actually find the theme if you want to see what it looks like. Either way works. So back in a minute. Hey guys, here's theme 11, the bright and colourful one. That is quite bright and colourful. And guys, this is theme 12, the one we just made. Well, you can say just made, but you know. It wasn't just made, it was made a fair few minutes ago. I would pause this, but there's no point. Oh, my bad. I didn't want to change that part of it. Well, I just can undo that, so I'll just do that one. No point mucking around with that. I did have some problems with a few themes, and you might find the problem in the market on these preview images. And that's the fact that this orange circle that pops up actually comes up in the print screen. So if you see a random orange circle on the thing, you know it's because of the recording. I have just found a fair few, and I've corrected most of them, but some of the really early themes we did, we'll probably still have them. But they were mainly orange anyway, so I suppose they'll be fine. It doesn't ruin the theme, it's just the image. Right, we don't need Photoshop from this point on, because what we're doing now is we're removing this theme because it runs a little bit faster on my computer that way. And we are going to go to my site, which I appear to have opened twice. We are going to edit. I'm also going to view it because I like having the view open. I usually keep the view open by habit because I like to check whether or not an update's worked properly. I can always go to the preview mode, which doesn't work quite as well. Right, so we're going to start with image 1. We don't need you. What we're going to do is we only need about that much of the page right now. So we're going to find No Game No Life. Wait for it to load everything. We are going to click you, we're going to click you. We're not publishing the site until the themes are uploaded, so I don't actually need those there. That was just a waste of time last time I did it. We are going to go to themes, and we are going to upload these 3. Now, when I first created Data Live, I did these the wrong way around, sorry, that wasn't quite English. And ever since then, I've kept it the wrong way around because it's just the way I've done it from this point on. If I changed it, I'd get confused because I'd have to go back and change every single image I've ever made. That's labelled these 3 names. And you'll see what I mean when I've done uploading. I do the same when I upload the images to the store as well. My internet is kind of slow, so, you know, this is going to take a minute or so. Should wait until we see when we're doing this uploading themes. My gosh, it takes forever. I'll do 1 or 2 uploading when I do the theme 3. I'm getting decombobulated now. When I do the 3rd recording, the part 3, I'll do the first few without time delays or pausing or anything like that. And then after, well, the video will take an hour or 2 to do. So, but anyway, what I do is just select in order you want them to appear, but you can move them anyway. I select number 2, number 3, then number 1, because I got it the wrong way around to begin with. So this is image number 1, but it's number 3, basically. That number 2 is number 1, number 3 is number 2, and number 1 is number 3. It's confusing, but if you've done it for a while, it's not. Now we're going to move on to number 2. It's a lot of jumping backwards and forwards between the 2 types of, well, just jumping backwards and forwards between things, really. Between the site and everything else that you need. Oh, so tired. It is early this morning. I don't think it's early anymore. No, it's nearly 11 o'clock. I started this at 9 o'clock, I think. 8:30, 9ish. I got up at about 8, so I've been up for a while. Almost 3 hours now. Image 2, image 3, image 1. So you don't need to pay attention to the order I do the images in, because this is the way I've done it accidentally, but it works for me. So obviously if you're going to be creating themes like I am, which, you know, you can just request themes from me, but if you don't want to wait for me to make these themes for you guys, then by all means make them yourself. That's the idea of this video, is to show you how I do it, so you can get a way of doing it, so you can create your own themes the way you want your themes and with the colours you want your themes to have. But if you want to upload them to the store so other people can use, there is a fine / charge you have to pay to upload things, but it's a one-off. I think it's only like $5, which is like £4.80 or something in British pounds. I'm from Britain, by the way, if any of you are wondering. I'm from the UK. That was a weird accent as well. I'm from the United Kingdom. I'm in the London time zone. Actually, that should have been notified anyway. Sorry, just making changes randomly. I do this all the time. 2, 3, 1. Most of the time I spend doing these themes, I think most of it's spent waiting for things to actually upload or download. Although my download's fine, my upload's absolutely horrendous. I get a 100 kilobyte upload a second, which... Well, let me put it this way. To upload a film or a video I've made that's 30 minutes long and let's say 500 megabytes takes a few hours, and that's just 500 megabytes. If you guys don't know anything about sizes, just don't worry about it. It's for people who know a thing about internet. But luckily that will be changing on the 8th of September, so things will be a little bit faster for me upload wise. It'll also make gaming a little bit better for me, because I love my gaming. It's practically what I spend my weekend doing, gaming and monitoring the site. I also have to monitor all my groups as well. On Facebook, that is. I have loads of Facebook groups, as well as the Facebook page, which I probably don't spend much time on the Facebook page updating things, because there isn't really much to update, because I don't make themes every single day and upload them every single day, because I physically can't. I get an hour to an hour and a half when I get home, and that's to eat, have a drink, and when I say drink I mean like a cup of tea from work and so on, so I don't mean like booze or anything like that. And then get a wash and then get ready for bed, and then I'm going to bed. I basically do nothing the entire week, and then I have the weekend, which is mine to do as I wish. Because of my ridiculous working hours. I don't even get paid enough, to be honest with you, for the working hours I work. When I find a new job, I'm going to be definitely switching. Although it's not the job's working hours. The working hours are actually pretty decent. They're from 8:30 till 5, which is fine, but I live 2 hours away from my job. So it's 2 hours journeying there and back. That's 4 hours wasted. Which is why I get up ridiculously early, because I got to get there, and the times for trains and buses are both awkward and coincide with each other, because I get a train and a bus to work. So, you know, if we can find a job close, that'd be much better. Wait, did I just... Oh, I just made a boo-boo. I just made a boo-boo. I just uploaded the 3 same images again, because, you know, why not? Just to waste a bit more time. Let's upload 3 of the same image. This is what happens when I don't pay attention, or I lose track of what I'm doing. I end up screwing up. I usually have music on, you see. That's why I have my music open here. I've almost finished a playlist. I've been listening to it for the past 2 days. But where the hell am I? I'm on that one. But yeah, when I listen to music I can concentrate a lot better. Oh, I like the theme that's on the background now. I like that theme, that's amazing. She's really cute. Or kawaii, if you're an anime fan. Really kawaii. Don't know if I'm saying it right, by the way, just to warn you. So, we want 2, we want 3, and we want 1, not number 3 again. As I say, if you guys can't really hear me very well without turning your PC up full, or laptop, or whatever it is you're listening to me on, I apologise. It's something I'm hoping I've fixed, but I can't be sure I've fixed, other than Wait, oh, that was my bad. Other than recording the video and then playing it back to myself. Although I suppose I could have recorded like a minute worth of talking, then played it back and seen if I could hear it. Would have been the more sensible idea, I think. But I've started now, and I'm not doing it all again because I'd have to delete everything and go do everything. And I'm not. Ouch, my elbow. I'm not doing that all again. I enjoy it, but I don't enjoy it that much to do it again. It's mainly the enjoyment of finding the themes and making the themes, because you learn a lot from finding the animes, first of all. When you see the anime, you're thinking, I've never seen that before. I wonder what it's like. And then you watch the anime and you realise, it's actually a pretty good anime. The animes I've done so far are all animes I've seen before, which is both good and bad. Well, most of them are. I'm just trying to remember the name of it. Full Metal Alchemist is a theme I was recommended to watch, as well as make a theme for, that I hadn't seen. I've watched the first season, which is just Full Metal Alchemist. I haven't watched the Metal Alchemist Brotherhood or anything after that. Just the first season, which I loved. Really enjoyed it, but for some reason, other than the fact I work all week, I just haven't got round to watching them. Did I already sleep? Yeah, I did. And I really would like to get around to watching the rest of them because they're just amazing. I bought Titan, the anime Titan that is, both to watch on DVD, and they're still in their original packaging. I haven't opened them yet, and I've had them for about a month. So I also have Valkyrie to watch, which I've only watched the first disc of because I just don't have the time anymore. So I have a lot of animes to watch, but I've got one open here actually. No idea what's happened there. Oh yeah, this is my anime site I watch animes on. Okay, so I'm not going to be watching anything anime-wise because they've just closed down the site. So, you know, I won't be watching anything for a while. I hope they do put that back on because I download all my anime, which I probably shouldn't say, considering this is going on YouTube, and I know people hate people who download anime rather than buying it. They shouldn't hate me for it, though. Well, they probably should, but I do actually buy the anime. I sort of use it as a test. I watch the anime, and if I like it, I buy it. If I don't like it, I'll probably still buy it. But I do buy the anime once I've seen it, if I have enough money to. It's not like I just download all the anime and just don't bother buying it and just don't support the anime at all. I definitely do. It's just having the time to watch it when you've bought it. It's a bit like Sword Art, for instance, Sword Art Online. Season 1 is absolutely amazing. Season 2 I really loved as well. I'm going to do some themes for Sword Art Online next. So if any of you are looking forward to Sword Art Online coming on here, that will be the next one to be made. Guaranteed, because that's already in the next list. Oh, and that reminds me, on my website somewhere, just let me do this next one. I'm going to be removing a page because there's no reason for it to be there. This request queue, it's a really old file, which I didn't realize you just could open like this, but it's a really old file that I made a wrong. Done racist now. I made a wrong. I made a long time ago. There we go. I found the L. I made a long time ago, and for whatever reason, I just never got around to doing these in the order they're supposed to be in. You see, I haven't seen Strike the Blood. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen Dead Man Wonderland. I haven't seen Code Geass. I have that downloaded to watch to see whether or not I like it. Haven't seen that Haven't seen that. Haven't seen that. Haven't seen that. Clanned was an amazing. I cried in the second season. I'll admit that, but haven't seen that. I've seen that. Seen that. This. I can't read that because I'm dyslexic, and you know. Magica. This made me absolutely cry at the end of it. I can't believe the main character just turns into a god. And if you haven't seen it, I'll shut up because I don't want to spoil it, but that really did piss me off about that anime. Excuse my French. And we're on to the last few themes. I'm just voicing my opinion on some animes while I'm here. Because why the hell not? Go to you, find you. Another one I cried on. What other animes have I cried at? I cried at one called Angel Beats. I don't know if you've seen Angel Beats, but I cried at the ending of that. I thought the ending of it was brilliant. I liked the entire anime. The very last few minutes of the anime, when they meet in the real world, made me cry because I thought they weren't going to see each other again. But then they didn't make any more sequels or anything to that, so I thought it was a little bit annoying. Because there is so much they could have done on the end of that anime, Angel Beats. If you've seen it, then great. If you haven't, I recommend it. It's a brilliant anime to watch. It's only 12 episodes, I think. I haven't watched it in about a year, so I'm a little bit clueless. I've rewatched Fairy Tail 3 times since then, plus the new series, so Fairy Tail is by far my favourite anime as well. Just amazing. But on Angel Beats, they could have definitely made a second season, or even a third season. They could have made it where it lied to them, where they hadn't actually been given a second chance and gone back to the real world. They'd gone to some second dimension. And they had to fight, but if they got killed this time, more than a certain amount of times, they died in real life. But if they won and got out, then they got some special rewards. Perhaps they granted a certain type of wish. I don't know. There's a lot. Oh, I've done it again. There's a lot of things they could have done for that anime. And now I'm just ranting on. So I will apologise. I suppose I could just make videos about one particular anime and rant on about it. That's the thing I could do, but I think people already do that anyway. It's a good way of getting other ideas as well, I suppose. Not that very many anime creators actually go on YouTube and watch people's videos about their anime. I doubt they do. I know some do. Sword Art Online, I think, do. I've seen a few. I know there's some animes that take support from the community, not just from the forums, but from videos. I know a lot of animes do look to the forums to see how well they're doing, but my knowledge in that area of forums and how it works and crap's a little bit limited, so I won't bother embarrassing myself further with the forum thing. You could, once I've done these, basically, that's everything for this video. I don't know how long I've been recording for. 48 minutes, which isn't bad, actually, that's alright. I'm hoping the audio has recorded as well, otherwise I've just been talking to myself for the past 50 minutes for no reason. Which, you know, considering my throat hurts and is a little bit crackly, that's quite annoying. And I'm pretty sure I just would be raging at that point. But, you know, I can easily calm down just by playing a few games. So, the first image... Right, so that's what I do basically for the images. I create them, upload them, put them on here, and then they're all ready now. The site is ready for the themes to be uploaded to the store and updated on here. I really can't speak today, guys. I'm sorry about this. I don't want to publish it, so I'm just going to preview it to make sure it all works. So we're going to go home. We're going to try and find the anime, so that should be in here. So the image we're going to check works. For whatever reason, the image names seem to come up as their... Okay, so I need to change the image names to these, so they appear as the right. Does this work? Yep, that also takes me there. So we can definitely get to this page and navigate off this page, so that definitely works. These little triangle things are actually supposed to, well, hexagon things are supposed to be there. On here, this is actually a slideshow, so you can, as you can tell, 3 out of 5. I'm going to upload all the themes into there, so I need to return back to the editing mode, save it. It also returns the editing mode on whichever one you're on. We're going to go add theme. We're going to go down to themes. It's already open like, but we're going to go for 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. Oh, 2 and 2. Add those images. And they'll flick. I can't speak today, seriously. They will flick through. There we go. They will flick through. Oh, jeez. Sorry, guys. I'm having one of those days. But you know what I mean. I can navigate through. Oh, navigate is another word I could use. Navigate through these 12 themes to show you what themes there are. Obviously, I'm going to put a bit more text in here, maybe. It's self-explanatory, I suppose. I'm telling you that the themes are here. Don't ask me why I started putting a slideshow and doing all this weird stuff with these. This used to be images, but... Anyway, guys, that is everything I do after I'd created the theme images. All the themes ready to upload. Now all I need to do is part 3, which is the uploading to the store and updating on the site with the relevant links to the right one. I also need to remove that. And then I'll be doing I'll be doing a video part 0, or since I haven't actually labelled any of my videos part 1, part 2, part 3, I've only said it, I could label them as part 1, 2, 3 and 4 instead. Although 0 sounds fine. 0, 1, 2, 3. And themes there, well, you already know what's going to be in video 0. I can't remember what I said it was going to be. Oh yeah, the creation of the actual images themselves was theme 0, episode 0. Anyway, guys, before I lose my voice, I'm going to end the video here. And, you know, if you like. If you dislike and tell me why, because, you know, I need to know why you disliked, so I can improve, preferably. If you don't want to tell me, then, you know, don't tell me. I can't really improve if you don't. Otherwise, have a nice day.